So right before this live, I went on a walk, and hence the allergy thing. And I was noticing all these beautiful, here in Oregon, we get all these beautiful eyebright tincture. I love eyebright. The beautiful flowers, like the carpet of flowers that kind of collect by the curb, and these beautiful blossoms. And I was just thinking about our topic for today, dissolution, and I was thinking about seeing these flowers here. And sometimes destruction is beautiful, right? And sometimes destruction is fearful, and we're afraid of that dissolution, that whatever needs to dissolve to create space for something better. And I just thought of this really cheesy, beautiful metaphor of the flowers having to let go, right? Like the flowers have to release in order for the little apples to start to show themselves and grow. And that's alchemy. Going from nothing on a tree to a little bud, to a flower, to that flower dropping, to this beautiful apple. How often when we're enjoying an apple, does it come with that beautiful flower, right? That beautiful flower had to drop to the ground, or possibly, landed somewhere that someone was able to play with them or do something with them. But it's not the case that we have it all. No one can have it all, right? And one of the things about working with energy is recognizing, and I talk about this a lot in Bitches Shine Brighter, which is a 5-week course that is online. I talk about recognizing your no is just as important as knowing your yes. And this is because we're going to have in our life, in our friendships, in communication, in our work, times where we have to let the flower drop in order to get the fruit, right? And sometimes this looks like a relationship that's not going to last, or sometimes this looks like a type of eating. Like we have to change the way we're eating. Like we can no longer enjoy that pizza because it's wreaking havoc on our stomach. There's something that needs to be released in order for something new to come in. And one really clear thing about energy is that it never dies. It just transforms, right? Energy never dies. It just moves along, changes form. Something transforms and transpires. And this is the alchemy. But we can't get to that alchemy if we're holding on and trying to hold on to everything. We're trying to say yes to everything in our lives. And we're trying to make everybody happy. And we're trying to make all the flowers, stay on the tree. We're getting out our super glue and gripping it on there, and figuring out the way to make it so that everybody lives for 400 years. This is not reality. This is not how energy works, right? And the energies so when we're working with our own energies, they need our consent. They need us to very clearly have our yes, have our no, and put things where they belong. So in terms of wanting to see things happen, so let's say you set an intention for yourself that you are going to start an earring business. You're like, I'm committing. I love doing this. I want people to see my jewelry. I really want to be seen in this, and I want people to get beautiful earrings from me, right? And so you set that intention. But you aren't willing to say no to 5 other things that drop on your desk that same week, because the universe is in communication with you and seeing how ready you are to let those other things go. So if we're wanting to make something happen, we have to understand that we're going to have to allow some things to dissolve. Not everything's going to make it to the end with us, right? And because of that, it's really important to recognize your intentions and what you do want to see transpire, what you do want to see come to fruition, and stay focused on that. And you will be shown the things that you need to let go of. You will be shown the things that are taking up a lot. Let's see. I didn't do the do not disturb, so I'm just going to turn the do not disturb on my phone. So as soon as you make a decision to do something in your life or to have an intention, I actually don't think it's the universe testing us. I think it's our ego testing us. Are you sure you're really ready for this? let's see if you can say no to this thing. Let's see if you can say no to this thing. Or let's see if you can say yes to this thing. This opportunity comes up and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And you're like, well, clearly you set an intention. Clearly you asked for this thing to happen. So by you saying no, or I'm not ready for this thing, you're sending a whole different message to your ego that you really aren't ready. So we're in constant communication with our environment. And energy never dies. It just changes form. And energy needs our consent to move along. So if we are trying, I know you guys all know, just like from so many different examples, but the best example I think of is a relationship, like a romantic relationship that you've been in the past, where you know it is dragging you. Like, you know, you're like, okay, like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna force this. I'm gonna keep this flower on the tree for as long as possible. And what starts to happen is you start getting shown all the ways that it's really not working. You start being shown all of the energy that's showing you that you do need to let this thing go, that you do need to move along. And when we finally, because hopefully we've had more than one relationship in our life, when we finally do let that thing go, because energy never dies, what then comes in is, what was that? Oh my gosh, hello, Sima, how are you guys doing? Sorry, I think it was the thing that's holding my phone just made this really weird sound. It tripped me out. So, you know, you've had probably enough relationships, or at least ones that you've let go of, to know that, you know, it's not the case that you can just let one thing go and jump right back into something and it's going to be better. But you let go, you work the energy, and then typically the next thing that comes in is better. Same with a job. You know, a job is dragging you down. It's just not in alignment anymore. And you're trying to, energy. You're trying to make it work. You're trying to hold on. You're trying to glue that flower to the tree because you don't want to see that pretty little flower on the ground near the curb. And your energy starts deteriorating. Your energy starts to be suppressed. Your energy starts to be weighed down, right? And as soon as you let that job go, sure, you might have a time period where you have to recalibrate. We have to kind of balance yourself. But typically the thing that comes in after that is even better. And we're going to get into those things kind of